Okay, now we have seen how to download the dataset through KDEP, uh, through KDEP, and we downloaded two articles which are vector and derivative in normal format. Now we are going to use the KDEP library, I mean the functions of KDEP to analyze these articles. So first of all, we'll try to extract the basic information from these two articles and see how these basic functions look, uh, uh, and how easy it is to extract these basic functions through KDEP library. So again we'll look at the documentation part and see what basic functions uh, we can use. So there are a lot of methods, as you can see. So we'll start with the very basic one, which is get number instances. What it does, you can read it here, that extract number of instances based on start and end dates. Okay, so you have to give start and end dates, and based on it, it'll give you how many instances are there in that particular normal file or set of normal files. Okay, so best thing about KDEP, what I can say is that you can give multiple files and it can process those files parallelly also. Given the amount of given the size of given the power of processor and how many cores you have, it automatically assigns uh, the processes according to the number of cores you have, number of free cores you have. Okay, so that powers up KDEP library, and this is why the analysis is very fast, even though the size of the data set is huge. Okay, so we will use this particular function, which is extracting the number of instances based on start and end dates, and we'll extract the number of instances of these two articles, which were vector and derivative. So by number of instances, again I'll briefly tell you what number of instances mean in these two articles. So by number of instances, I mean is the number of revisions which are present in these two articles. As I told earlier, that in Wikipedia, when we download the whole revision history dataset, whole revision history of an article is downloaded, and the revision history contains which editor, which contributor edit what knowledge or what information at what time. So everything is present in that, and now we are going to count how many revisions, or we say instances, in normal file or Wikipedia article that are present. Okay, so to use this function, what are the parameters? We'll see the parameters. So one parameter, which is file list. Either you can give a list of files which are normal articles, okay, or you can give the directory of that folder which contains your normal file or files. Okay, also you can give optionally you can give a number of cores you want these functions to run on. So that again I said that it all the functions, most of the functions in KDEP library is provides parallelism, and because of that uh, uh, it's very fast. So optionally you can provide the number of cores on which you want this function to run on, or if not, then it will automatically find the number of free cores in your system, and then it will run parallelly. Okay, but if you want it to run sequentially, you can just give cnum as one, and yeah. Granularity means that whether you want the data as year wise or month wise or day wise. Okay, so if you put this equal to yearly, then you'll find the number of instances based on each year, that okay, in 2016 how many revisions were there, in 2017 how many revisions are there, and so on. If you give monthly, then by month wise, I mean year wise plus month wise, you will get the data, and start and end date you have to give in this format. Okay, and what it returns, a dictionary with keys as articles. So you'll get a dictionary, it will return a dictionary. uh, Keys of the dictionary will be the number, the article name, which how many articles were there in your data set, and the values will be the instances, I mean the number of instances with date according to the granularity. Okay, and return type is dictionary. So we are going to use this uh, particular function to see how we can extract the uh, uh, a simple data like number of instances from these two files. Okay, so let me comment this, and again I already have this null object, so I just need to call the functions which is get num instances. Okay, let me check again, get num instances, right? And then we are going to use again, we already downloaded the dataset in our directory, which I showed earlier. uh, wait a second. Hmm. Okay, yeah, so which is there, this part, the dataset part. Okay, and we have this two normal file. So even though you have other files, it will only take the normal files. You can, so we can safely give this directory path. So what was the uh, 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 argument, which is dir path. Okay, so we'll give dir path as the directory path, and this is my directory path. I'll just copy it, and yeah, so this is okay. We got the directory path here, and I'll put the granularity as yearly for just to check whether it works, uh, how it works. Okay, so granularity is needed, and I'll just put the start date. I mean, it's optional to put the start. If you don't put the start date, then it will just count all the revisions. And if you don't put the start date, I mean, if you put the start date, then if you put the start date, then from there to the end date, you'll find the number of instances. So I'll just put the start date, some 2015. What was the format? Wait, year MMY. Okay, so the month should be, let's say, January and 01. Okay, last is date. Okay, so I'll not put the end date, and let's see. Okay, what else we can put? I'm not putting this cnum, which is number of cores. Okay, the rest I have added, so it should work. And let me check. Okay, so it's running. Let me zoom this pane also. Okay, okay, so nothing is returned because I already oh, okay, wait, uh, hmm, let me save this in num instances. Okay, and again let me run it. Okay, yeah, so it nothing is returned here because I already saved it in num instance. And now I'll see what is there in this. So if you just write a num instance, you can see it's a dictionary object. Okay, so we'll see what is the we'll see the content of this object. Just a simple loop for key comma val, that is the value part, in num instances dot items, and let me just print this thing. Okay, and you can see that we had two articles, which is the vector, which is the key for the first article, and the second article is derivative, just a key for second article, and then the values, which is year wise how many instances are there. So in 2015 there were 40 revisions, 2016 42, 17 29, and so on. And if you see the derivative, 93, 74, 66, and so on, right? So this shows the data, and now it's very uh, according to me, it's very handy to use these extraction methods. Now I'll show you a very basic thing. So how to use this data exactly, right? We said that we can easily okay, we just extracted the data set here. Now what to do with, now whenever we propose any analysis method, we have a question in mind that what we have to do with the data. Are we trying to infer something from this data? And whenever we want to infer something from a data, the first thing that comes to our mind is to plot the data set. Okay, now even though as of now we have not added any visualization functions in KDAP, visualizing the data set, I mean whatever we extracted, whatever we analyzed, is very easy. It's pretty easy. And uh, our idea was to give the give users the freedom to plot the data set. But still, since the normal data set is a standard format, so we are coming up with knowledge visualization functions, so that we can easily visualize how knowledge has traveled, how knowledge is developed, and how the process has been. Okay, but as of now, what I would say, that it's pretty easy to visualize this uh, 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 simple basic data. Okay, so I'll just write a simple functions to visualize this, what we just extracted, that is number of instances yearly. Okay, so yeah, so I'll just import the what is uh, the visualization, that is matplotlib dot pyplot. Okay, and plt is my alias. Okay, so the variable that I have is num instances, and let me check for the derivative. So it's a dictionary, as we just saw, that it's a dictionary which key have key having the article name and values, what we extracted. And most of the functions, a majority of the functions in KDAP library have this structure only, that keys will be the articles, and keys will be the normal file, and the values will be whatever we are trying to extract, right? So so let's see for the derivative. Okay, so let me just print this data. So we are getting uh, this information for derivative normal file, that is in 2015 how many revisions were there, or instances were there, in 2016 how many were there, and so on. So let me just plot this simple data, that is I have already imported matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Okay, so plt is my alias, and I'll just put a bar functions in. The reason I like Python is, see, we all know that it's very slow, but still you can do a lot of things in one line of code. Same idea that we are trying to use through KDAP, use in KDAP. Okay, okay, so I put star here so that we can zip the data into a single tuple. Okay, so whatever the keys will be as one tuple, and whatever will be the values, that is keys will come as a one tuple, and values will come as a different list. Okay, so again I'll put this for num instances, and that our file was derivative and dot items, right? Okay, and you can see that we have plotted the data set. Okay, let me zoom a little bit more, and you can see this particular plot, and it shows that in 2015 how many uh, uh, revisions were there in 2016, and kind of you can infer that, okay, there were a lot of revisions during the start of the article. I mean, I don't know when the article got created. So let us assume that it got created in 2015, and we can assume that during that time there were a lot of revisions, and gradually a kind of there is a decrease, right? But in 2019 and 20 something happened, and maybe the number of revision got increased. Maybe some event happened. Maybe they came up with new methods to find derivative. I don't know. So this is a very basic thing which we can uh, see through a plot. So plot says a lot, right? So that's why it's important somehow to create a plot and then see the data set, and then frame a question. Or if you already have a question, then it's very easy to find the plot, uh, to see the plot, and then try to understand whether that question makes any sense or not, or are we getting any preliminary results for our question. Okay, so these kind of things are very easy, as I told, that if you don't have this library, then it would be very difficult for you to even I mean, difficult in what sense? I mean, I'm not saying that it's very difficult to analyze the data set of these two articles, but it is time consuming, and it requires some kind of effort, because now you have to see the data set. See, if you just see the data set of let's say derivative dot uh, uh, the XML which we downloaded through uh, through a Wikipedia server. And first of all, the data set is huge, and sometimes it can go up to 6 gigabytes, right? For example, if you download the data set of Donald Trump, then it can go up to 6 gigabytes. And see, it's the formatting, and it's very difficult to analyze the text in this format and try to understand, try to make sense through their data. And so first of all, you should know that how the data is working, how the data is, what is the format of the data set, and how to make sense through the data set. Then you have to write different kind of codes to understand this data set. And with, again, as I showed through this KDAP, this even this simple function, it will require a lot of time. Okay, getting to this graph will require a lot of time, at least for a person who is just starting. So okay, so I just showed that how easily you can retrieve the number of instances of these two articles. So you can plot both article. I mean, you can plot the overlap version of these two articles, and you can see the differences. And it's very evident from these two data set that, of course, the derivative have more revisions. It means that more people, maybe more people contributed to this article. At least there are more edits in this article as compared to vector article. Maybe it's more popular as compared to vector article. That again, that thing can be seen through the page views, which is again another a great method of KDAP, and you can directly call this method on these two articles and see how a number of instances, number of edits, a number of views have changed during that time, which we'll see soon.